Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Annette and today we are exploring a multitude of different kinds of art, but it all starts in the library. I'm here to find an inspirational book that I can use for my next study, and I think I found just what I needed. After having worked in a bookshop for 2 years, I have really experienced the value of holding a proper book, especially when it comes to art. I find it really inspiring to look at the images and see the author's thoughts and the artist's thoughts combined into one thing. And today's catch was no different. I ended up getting one book of Gustav Klimt and one about Edvard Munch, both great artists of their time, and I got really inspired to draw something in both of their styles. But today's video, we will focus on Edvard. I went to the Munch Museum in Oslo expecting to see a few pieces of art hanging on the walls, and I was completely blown away when I was met with something completely different. It was more like an experience. His art is so expressive and so emotional, and I'm so incredibly drawn to it. I feel this deep sense of connection with many of the emotions that he tries to convey in his paintings. And I feel like there's something hidden in every painting, but at the same time, he's very clearly trying to show you what he's feeling, whether that be envy or love or sadness, or trying to portray how he might have felt that his subjects were feeling, the people he were painting. And I find it so bizarre the way he chooses to represent humans. Sometimes they don't even look like humans. They look like creatures, like with all different kinds of head shapes and colors. And I wonder if that was his view on all humans. Mostly I feel this grandeur, like I'm humbled in the presence of these paintings. They're so grand and so vast. And there was something really magnificent about it, and very hopeful. Through my journey through the museum, I got the feeling that he was a very melancholic man, but he also had these wonderful huge pieces that I felt was filled with joy and light and energy and love and everything that we need as humans. Okay, so it's weird. It's weird talking to a camera, but I'm trying to get used to it. Okay, it was very fascinating to be at the Munch Museum, and by fascinating, I mean that it was fun and interesting and just wonderful. And I really recommend, if you have the chance to go there, please go there, because it is very much worth your money. Even though the building on the outside, it's like mid, on the inside it's great. And I feel I share some sort of connection to many of Edvard Munch's paintings, both to do with loneliness and heartbreak, but the other one to do with the place that most of his paintings were made, which is in Oslo, which is a city in Norway. And I so happened to have spent every summer as a kid growing up in Oslo. And I never even knew that there was a famous artist from there until I grew up and started learning art history and yada yada yada. And now, when I look at his paintings, I just see the beach where I grew up. And I know exactly where he made some of his paintings, and I can stand on that spot on the earth myself and look at the same thing that he looked at, which is insane to me. And I kind of get what he was trying to say, I think. About life and about loneliness, or about love. I think some of his paintings have really profound, beautiful messages about what it means to be lonely, like deeply, deeply lonely, or to feel love, like an abundance of love. I feel like after having watched his paintings in the museum and been so close to them, one thing that I've noticed is that many of the people in his paintings don't really have faces. Because, and this is my interpretation, that maybe it doesn't really matter what they look like. You see the figures, you see the abstraction, you see the abstract expressionist version, his interpretation of a human being in a situation that he's captured, and you can insert yourself into it, I think, a little bit. Because some of his paintings are really bizarre. Like, his humans don't even look human. Like, some of their skin is green or blue or gray. Like, they look dead. But they're alive. And even some of his happy paintings, the people don't have faces. Or the faces are really, really obscure and weird. And I've seen his studies. I know that this man is capable of drawing a face. He's a very talented artist, or he's a very hardworking, good artist. And it's not that he didn't include faces because he couldn't paint faces. Of course he could. He made many portraits throughout his life. But it was his choice to not include them. And it was just something that I picked up on. Because when you're reading through the book, even though I absolutely love the book, you don't get the same feeling. But being there and seeing his paintings, seeing how he used his brush strokes, or how he chose to portray certain situations, it really spoke to me. And I think a lot of people who see his artworks in real life really connect to that feeling of loneliness that I think have an influence on his paintings, for good or for bad. Even his happy paintings, he can of course make beautiful expressionist, happy, like bright paintings, and he has made them, but many of them are like melancholy. They're sad. Or empty, or lonely, and he has a whole little section of his paintings that are just reserved for heartbreak, or for the love that he didn't get or reciprocated in his lifetime. And I want to do a little bit more research, and then we're gonna find a painting of his, and we're going to try to replicate it and see what we can learn, because I'm no master, and I hope that with this YouTube account, I can expand and I can grow and I can learn, and I want to start with this. So I want to take my art from what it is today, and I want to make it better. And the only way to do that is to practice. And today, I want to practice from Edvard Munch's paintings and see what I can learn.